The Edge at 11 starts now.
Tonight on The Edge, a violent night on Detroit's east side.
So one man dead, another wounded during a shootout at what police are calling an illegal pot shop. Fox 2's Jessica Duknak shows us, joins us with developing details. Jessica.
Yeah, it sounds like a pretty wild shootout here on the city's east side. Started around 4:30. A couple of guys went into what we're being told is an illegal marijuana dispensary. They went inside and they were met by someone who worked there who also joined in the shootout. Unfortunately, that employee lost his life.
I'm on my balcony and see nothing but cars. What the heck is going on?
A robbery gone very wrong ended up turning into a shootout when the robbers didn't plan on the man inside having a gun to return fire. And he did shoot back, but he lost his life. Happened right across the street from your house. What'd you think about that?
Oh, man, it's bad. And that's my homeboy. Stay right across the street from him. And his kids, you know, good guy. Don't mess with no one.
Detroit police tell us this covert-looking building off Shaner near State Fair on Detroit's east side operates at least in part as an illegal marijuana dispensary, and that the man shot and killed Tuesday afternoon works there. These two buddies live nearby and know the victim. They say he actually owned the building and rented it out for parties and to entrepreneurs.
He rent the place out. So I don't, you know what I'm saying? I don't know if he know when you rent it out what a person doing. He's a good guy. I don't see why somebody want to do this to him.
After the shootout, those would-be robbers rushed away from the scene, one of them showing up at a nearby hospital with bullet holes. We're told by DPD his injuries are non-life-threatening. As far as the man who was killed, his friends say he was too trusting of the neighborhood where he lived and worked.
It's good to have security because some people think, well, they don't need security because they safe in their own neighborhood. You're never safe. You can't say you're safe.
Anytime there's a shootout like this, you're dealing with multiple weapons, a lot of forensic analysis to do out at the scene. The scene cleared up right around 9 o'clock this evening. Detroit police now looking towards charges, making more arrests. Remember, one of those robbers showed up at the hospital, and the other one or two fled from the scene. Reporting live on Detroit's east side, Jessica Duknak on The Edge.
Yeah, Jessica, earlier this year we had a shooting at an illegal block party. Well, now we have a fatal shooting at an illegal pot shop. I know it's early in the investigation, but is there any indication that police may come out and try to issue a warning for anyone else who may be running an illegal operation like this?
Yeah, I think it's fair to say this could potentially set as an example. A lot of times when these situations happen and a place becomes a nuisance where there's multiple crimes that have happened, Detroit police work with the city, start pulling permits, start pulling the history there, and it's possible places like this could be padlocked. Unsure the fate of this facility at this point.
Jessica, thank you.
Some good advice from our producer, Rebecca.
Okay.
She said if you don't have a snow brush in your car yet, you might want to put one in there before you leave the house tomorrow.
I don't know how you can have one and live here in Michigan.
I don't have one in my car right now. I take it out in the summer.
Okay, all right. Well, you need to get to it. Look, we could have a little accumulation.
Is it in your garage? Where is it?
Yeah, it's in the garage somewhere.
You gotta get it out.
All right.
Get it in the car. You're gonna need. You might need it. I'll say that you might need it for Wednesday. We are gonna see some snow, but it's not gonna be a ton of snow. What it will be though is a blustery, windy, and potentially dangerous day when it comes to snow squalls, which means you could be driving and you get stuck in one of those squalls and it's dangerous. It's tough to drive and people are going to be slowing down. I think there might be some accidents out there tomorrow evening. Let's get to the timeline of when it will get here. Now, first, the radar is indicating that we have some snowflakes that are pumping out right now. The actual reports of them hitting the ground, I have not seen any of that yet. I have off to the north, though, but we'll see if that radar verifies. As we move into tomorrow, snow will begin earlier in the day for areas off to the north, but it is more in the afternoon and evening when it arrives for us. You're looking right here, 1:30, Wednesday afternoon, 1:30. Now watch between 1:30 and the evening. That's when these squalls come through because the winds will be very strong out there tomorrow. The winds will get stronger earlier in the day, but they'll stay strong all day long. They will be gusting to 40 miles an hour hour as early as late morning, say like 10, 11 a.m., and then they'll stay that high even as we move through the day on Thursday. Snowfall totals for us, they're not, eye-popping, are they? Only about an inch or so for areas in southeast Michigan. Obviously, a lot more lake effect snow up there in Traverse City and Sheboygan. But the winds are the big part of the story here. So winds, watch them as we head into the early hours tomorrow. This is 1:30 in the afternoon. Now, these are wind gusts, not sustained winds, but a 3-second burst of 46 miles an hour. That's high. Stays that way through the evening, stays that way overnight, and even stays that way as we head into Thursday, too. So 40-mile-an-hour winds early Thursday. They do drop a little bit late in the day, but the Lions have a home game on Thursday. Those fans are going to be dealing with some pretty gusty winds, especially if you get out there early. Let's talk about how cold it's going to feel as we move through the morning hours Thursday morning, and then again Friday morning. The wind chills will feel like single digits. We're talking teens even as we head into the afternoon. Tonight, 25 degrees. The wind does begin to pick up. We're already starting to see it stronger. It stays blustery and cold until we get through the weekend. By Sunday, we're back into the 40s. That will feel nice. Taryn, over to you.
Thanks, Derek. A deadly decision. A 44-year-old man loses his life while running from police on Detroit's west side. Officers were asked to investigate a suspicious person on the Southfield Freeway service drive near Joy Road this afternoon. We're told when police tried to make contact with the man, he jumped over the freeway fence. That set off a horrific chain of events. First, he was hit by a semi-truck and then an SUV. The Detroit man was pronounced dead at the hospital. The southbound lanes of the Southfield Freeway were closed for hours until the investigation was complete.
The city of Detroit is making room for the future. MDOT is working on a project that will remove the I-375 freeway and make room for more growth in the city. And that freeway would be replaced with a boulevard. Fox News' Dave Spencer has more from tonight's community meeting full of ideas.
Inside the Eastern at Eastern Market, the hunt is on for ideas.
And that's what we're looking for, what their vision is for the excess property that is created in removing the freeway and replacing it with a street-level boulevard.
Talks and plans ramped up in 2017 as bridges and on-ramps deteriorated. And now there's a construction timeline. But first, they must decide what will replace the 30 acres the freeway currently occupies.
I've heard a lot about this project, and hopefully that it will make the city better.
The plan on Tuesday, get as many ideas as possible for what to do with that land. At this point, nothing is off limits.
Green space, mixed-use development, retail. That's all on the table.
Milton Kennedy wants to see affordable housing.
Affordable housing is one of the main things that we need downtown because you cannot live downtown with all millionaires.
I-375 was built in 1964, but its construction came with a cost, essentially wiping out 2 black neighborhoods in the process, a topic that was brought up at the community forum on Tuesday.
Why isn't the first priority to create a new Black Bottom / Paradise Valley since they were destroyed by a racist government?
A lot of it will come from this process is how we look forward to rebuilding what was lost here. So it is a priority, and it's something that we're taking very seriously and look forward to helping to recreate.
This is just the start of community input. The next meeting is slated for February. A spokesperson with MDOT did assure the crowd that came out tonight that they do have the $300 million funding secured already and that they say that construction will start roughly 1 year from now. In Detroit, Dave Spencer on The Edge.
And here are some of the other stories making news across Metro Detroit today.
Yeah, police bust a human trafficking operation in Oakland County. The alleged victim told police that she and another woman were being trafficked by Quincy Bland, who you see on the screen here, at hotels and motels in and around Waterford. She claims that they were threatened with violence and forced to take crack to stay awake and keep working. Bland was arrested last week. He was in possession of meth, crack, and heroin. Bland faces prostitution, human trafficking, and drug charges. He was given a $100,000 bond.
Today we have just 50 professional firefighters for 100,000 residents. And to me, that's not acceptable.
State firefighters are sounding the alarm over staffing. They rallied today in Lansing, fighting for a House bill that would allow for mandatory staffing to be part of a collective bargaining agreement. The bill hasn't made much traction since it was introduced back in May. Firefighters are hoping for a vote soon to move it forward.
This is a priority for all of us Socially, our country and our city and our locations are dealing with things we've never dealt with before.
The Penske Family Foundation is pledging $3 million to Oakland County's Integrated Care Clinic. The clinic offers primary care, behavioral, and mental health support services. It was soft launched in May and has already seen close to 1,000 patients. Now the Integrated Care Clinic's permanent home will be at the former Sarah J. Weber Media Arts Building, Academy Building rather, on Woodward in Pontiac.
I, Alicia Dyer,
do solemnly swear or affirm
do solemnly swear or affirm
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of this state.
and the Constitution of this state.
You're looking at history made tonight in Washtenaw County. Former Road Patrol Deputy Sheriff Alicia Dyer was sworn in as the first female sheriff of Washtenaw County. She is taking over for Jerry Clayton, who's retiring after 4 terms at the helm. Sheriff Dyer, who has over 10 years of service, is also the youngest person to hold the position.